It was early spring, and on the small island off the coast of Windenburg, the forest was bursting with life. Plants of all kinds grew in the shadows of the hawthorn trees, and butterflies danced on the warm winds that blew in from the sea. This place was all Althea had ever known. The sea, the sun, the forest, it was her entire world. Staring across the ocean, she could almost catch a glimpse of buildings scraping the sky like trees on a distant shore. Her mother had told her this day would come, and she thought she'd be ready. But as the waves lapped at her ankles, Althea shivered. Was she ready? She'd never set foot off the island, not even during her rebellious teenage years, when she thought even Zeus himself should bow down to her. Althea smiled at the memory. She'd given her mother no end of headaches. Now she must do this for her, if for no other reason than to make up for how plumbing annoying she'd been as a kid. Another wave splashed against her ankles, and Althea grimaced at the horizon. Maybe one more check around the island for things to sell wouldn't be too bad. She shrugged. Her mother was a goddess, after all. What's another few minutes to someone who's lived for a millennia? Hey lovelies, welcome back to my channel. My name is Tia, aka Teacup, and this is the very first episode of our newest series, Themisymra. And this is the beautiful Althea, and if you guys watched our very first cutscene just recently, yay! There are so many different things I'm going to be introducing you guys to in this series. This is going to be our first Sims 4 series that's going to include cutscenes. It's going to be our first series that's going to include a lot of major storylines. So we're gonna basically, if you guys have seen some of my other let's plays and challenges, we don't usually do a lot of role playing and stuff in those, but we're going to try this with this challenge. This is more of a revamped version of the Sims 4 Amazon challenge. If you guys have never heard of that challenge, I'm going to leave a link to my version of the challenge and a link to the older version of the challenge in the description box below. You guys can check that out on my website. But I basically did what I always do, which is go a little bit crazy when it comes to a challenge that I find really interesting, but I don't like the finer points of it. So I just kind of tweaked it. So I tweaked this challenge, trying to make it a little bit more Teacup Simmer channel friendly. So we spend a lot of time in this challenge with a basic overview of a story. We have random generators. We have different events that have to happen for the challenge to go the way it's supposed to. It's a lot, and I definitely encourage you guys to read those rules if you guys get a chance. But the basic overview is that this is Althea. Althea is the founder of our Amazon tribe. She grew up on this island with her mother, who happens to be the goddess Hera. And Hera basically picked up this little girl off the beach. No one knows where she came from, and she's been raising her ever since she was a child, teaching her teaching her the ways of the world, basically giving her information, telling her about how life works, about how women and men interact, about the history of the world, the history of the universe, since she's been around for a very long time. And so Althea has been taking in all this information, and then eventually when she got older, her mother requested that she build a tribe of warrior women to basically carry on the teachings that Hera has been teaching Althea for the most of her life. And we'll get into a lot of that storyline, and we'll get you guys will get some more feedback on that as we kind of progress through the story. But the basic gist is currently Althea is basically moved away from her adopted mother, and she is now in this new area of the island. She's been here before, but she never knew she'd have to live on her own. Right now she's going on her major jog for the day. I'm going to show you guys the place she's living. So currently she's living in this small hut that her mother helps her build, and it's a little place with just basic necessities. She does not have a lot, and as you guys can see, we don't have a lot of money, but she's starting off in this area, and her goal is to kind of bring women and men into her tribe to kind of grow the tribe and bring the world the knowledge that her mother has given her. And the idea is to get the more Sims that we grow into our tribe, the more Sims that will be worshiping our goddess, and that makes our goddess stronger. And that's going to actually inform what's going to happen a lot in the rest of the challenge, where there are going to be other tribes with other gods and goddesses that are going to be our rivals of our goddess, or are going to be kind of throwing wrenches into the lives of our Sims. It's very involved. I've been working on this for a while, you guys, and if you want to see an overview of what the trailer looks like, you guys will be able to find a link to the trailer somewhere in a card on the video. And if you guys want to basically just read through Althea's backstory, I wrote a small story on my WordPress on my website as well. That's also going to be where all of our rules are, where all of our random generators are for this challenge. There's a lot of documentation, so if you guys want to read that, that'd be great. If you don't, you don't have to. We're probably going to go over it as we progress, but we're definitely going to start off with Althea. And if you guys saw in the cutscene, her mother wanted her to come start this tribe, and she's a little bit apprehensive about it, because she's never lived on her own before. She's been fairly self-sufficient before, because it's not like they have a ton of things living out here in the middle of nowhere. On this island that's a little bit farther away from Windenburg. You guys probably know about the island, but she's never actually lived on her own, so now she's having to kind of scrape by. And you guys can see she has a few skills already up. She has logic, wellness, fitness, fishing she's been working on, and she's been working on her charisma, so talking to plants occasionally, but she's working on her gardening as well. But she basically is just kind of trying to figure out where she fits as a person and how she's going to convince other Sims to join her tribe when no one has been able to at least be exposed to the teachings of Hera in a very, very, very long time. So what we're going to have to do today is that we're going to help her look around the island. I'm going to show you guys the island, and I'm going to help her pick up a bunch of other collectibles. She has a few things right now, but we are trying to sell things so that she can get a little bit of money, because we have absolutely no money, and we need money so that we'll be able to purchase a bed and purchase a place to make food, like a kitchen, anything, because this is a very small hut. And the idea is that we're going to end up building a ton of stuff on this lot, you guys. It's a fairly big lot. It's the biggest lot I think that I can get. It was 64 by 64, I think. And we're probably this hut might end up moving into different areas, but the hut is just the basic necessities, just a pallet. We have a cooler for some food, a sink, a shower, and a bed and a rug. We have absolutely nothing. So we're gonna let her go on her jog, and once she's done kind of jogging, we're gonna look around, see if we can pick up some more collectibles. And we have this, what is it called? What is this called again? I don't remember what it's called. It's like the sellable, not the sellable store, but the portable store. So you basically can haggle for stuff and sell things on community lots. And so we bought this for her. I don't remember how much it cost, but we got that so that she'd be able to sell all of her collectibles. So because the idea, you guys, for this challenge is that everybody in the tribe is going to have a role. And so each role is going to be different things that they're going to be doing for the tribe. So Althea is going to be our leader. She's going to be considered the hand of the goddess, meaning she's going to be the one that's going to be as close to the goddess as possible. Where are you going, sweetie? She's just running around in circles. She's going to be the one that's the most connected to the goddess. That means she has the most power. She has the ability to make all of the decisions, and whether or not a Sim is close to her definitely impacts what their standing is in the tribe, and whether how different events are going to go for them. Like I said, we have a bunch of random generators that are going to basically jump in with a bunch of drama like in our Sims 3 Warrior Catch Challenge, this is very much like our Sims 3 Warrior Catch Challenge, you guys. If you guys have never seen that challenge on my channel, it's one of my bigger challenges. If you want to check that out, you can definitely can. There is going to be a link in the description box as well, because this is a lot like the Sims 3 Warrior Catch Challenge, except for the fact that, one, it's with regular Sims, and there's going to be slightly different lore, slightly different random generators and events, but the basic idea is the same in that we're going to have a lot of different characters who are going to have a lot of different requirements and roles that they're playing. And so like I said, Althea is the leader. There are other roles that we're going to play, so other Sims that we're going to be trying to get into our tribe are going to play different roles. So if we end up finding a Sim that we're really friendly with, and we find out that their traits are like loves the outdoors, they might make a really great gardener. Or if we find a bookworm Sim, or a Sim that has really high charisma, if we find one that has really high charisma or is a good Sim, we might be able to get them to be our explorer, and our explorer would probably much do what we're trying to do. So everybody in the tribe would end up basically fulfilling all of their roles. The gardeners would pick up different plants. The what's it called? The protectors or caretakers. There are so many roles. There are lots of different Sims who'd be able to like do collecting and create furniture and things like that. And they'd all give them to the explorer, and the explorer would go out and sell them sell all of the things that we've made, so that we can get money from, so that we'll be able to actually like grow the tribe. Currently, we're going to send Althea. There's actually a lot of places that I want to show you guys, because I pretty much just got rid of everything on the lot on the island and built it up. So this is where her mother's temple is. So this is Hera's temple. This is going to be a place where we're going to have a lot of events. It's where Althea grew up, and it's where we're going to end up having a lot of our major events. And there are some areas over this way that I want to see. Okay, this area, we'll go over here. So visit. Nope, we're not visiting with anyone. And so Althea, this is considered Althea's hideout, is what this area is. And there are lots of areas like this that are going to have a lot of different opportunities for Sims to collect things. Plants are going to grow everywhere. Plants are going to have different different properties. So we're going to have a shaman or an herbalist in the tribe who's going to be able to use the plants that we pick. I have a lot of custom plants that I picked up off of Mod the Sims that are going to work as different medical items. And so in case some of our Sims get sick, we have a lot of random insect spawners everywhere that we'll be able to collect. Like we can collect these insects outside of what's it called, Granite Falls, because I hate being forced to go to Granite Falls. Like I don't like it. But this is one of our many areas that we're going to be able to be using. This place might change if there's some form of major event that happens, like possibly an earthquake or something like that. But this place is considered Althea's hideout. Althea's hideout is just a place where she can come, kind of relax and fish. Since she's been on the island since she was really young, she has found a lot of places like this so she can kind of relax and be by herself. And she can actually fish here with our buyable fishing little things. I found so much stuff online, you guys, that we can use. And so there are lots of different collectibles here. Like there's a bird of paradise plant. There's a place where we can collect beetles. I think this is a plantain tree. So there are lots of different plants and not animals. We don't have animals yet, dang it. But there's normal cherry tree. There's a vanilla plant that she'll be able to collect from. If we stay on this lot long enough, we might be able to get these to be harvestable, and then we'll be able to pick them up, and then we might be able to go out to Windenburg for the afternoon, or at least later in the day, so that she'll be able to meet some new Sims and possibly see if we can find someone that we like, that we might be able to we might be able to at least get to know them a little bit and see if they want to join our tribe. This is super exciting, you guys, because I have been working on this for such a long time. I spent a lot of time trying to put these areas together, trying to make sure the plants grew, trying to make sure that Althea looked amazing, and she does, of course. But there is so much stuff that we can do in this area, you guys. There are so many stories that we can make. There are so many ideas, and there's so much stuff that I would really want to be able to tell you guys all at once that I feel like I'm not explaining properly. And if you guys have any questions or anything like that, please feel free to let me know down in the comments. If I haven't explained something properly, that is definitely my bad. I will try and explain things better as the story progresses. Currently, like we said, the idea for today is that Althea is trying to collect some more stuff around the island that she'll be able to sell when she goes to the mainland, because her mother helped her build a small boat. So she'll be able to go to the mainland. That's what we're saying. And when she gets there, she'll be able to meet some Sims while she's haggling, and hopefully we'll be able to introduce her to Sims and maybe see what's happening. I also have a bunch of different mods included into this that will impact, like, based on her personality, who she'll get along with, how she's going to autonomously talk to people. I'm trying to figure out where I got that mod. I think that was on Mod The Sims as well. There are so many things that we're using in this challenge, you guys. I think almost as much, if not more, than in our Sims 3 Warrior Cats challenge. And this one is just going to keep growing bigger and bigger, and hopefully as it progresses, we'll be able to see what type of character Althea turns out to be. Like, will she meet people immediately and she'd be really great at charisma, because as leader, her skills that she has to be good at, or at least that are her focused skills, are fitness, logic, and wellness, because fitness, logic, wellness, and charisma, because she has to be the one that everyone trusts and everyone gets along with. She's able to learn a lot of these skills but they're not her focused skills. Most of the roles in our tribe are going to be based on skill level, not necessarily that the Sim can't learn any other skill, but that they're the best in their given skill. So if we find a Sim that is really good at gardening, that they have to be the best at gardening to hold that role or that position. If they're not the best, then someone can oust them from it. And of course, because this is an Amazon tribe, all of our Sims have to be fairly good at fitness, so everybody has to work on their fitness skill at any given time, which we're going to have to make sure we work on. And since she is the leader, she's going to be more of a role model in that sense, especially because she's the one that's been working on her fitness skills and on all of her skills since she was young, and all of the Sims that she brings in are going to be kind of new to this idea and to dang it, she didn't catch anything. You're now fish, and hopefully, is anything growing? No, let's see if she can go around and water some stuff. But most of the Sims she ends up bringing in won't really have any idea about all of the roles and all of the rules and all the things that they're expected to do, because they're going to be new members of the tribe. What else am I including? There are going to be lots of events. Traits are going to have impacts on skills. There are going to be goddess blessings, so there are going to be events where Hera's mother, or Althea's mother Hera, can come by and basically bless the tribe, so that certain individuals will be able to, can we do this? Yeah, let's water this one. Certain individuals will be able to grow their skills based on whether or not they have a good relationship with Althea. So there are so many things that we can do, you guys, and I think this is enough. Like, she has a good chunk of mushrooms. We might be able to find some more. I think that's mushrooms. Let's see if there's snapdragons. These are strawberries, so let's harvest those. Harvest those. Harvest those. We're just going to try and harvest everything, and then we'll go spend some time in Windenburg and try and sell some of this stuff on one of the community lots, because normally Sims kind of are everywhere at any given time, so we don't really have to worry about no one being around. And we can't harvest that blackberry bush. Dang it, I really want to. And I'll show you guys this lot at another time, just because that lot is also has a ton of stuff on it, but I don't think she would want to stay out too late. That's another blackberry bush. Blackberry bushes take forever. And then there is bluebells and bluebells. So we're just gonna have her pick up all that stuff. And then we're going to travel to Windenburg. And the reason that we're only going to Windenburg and not any of the other worlds is because one of the many rules for the challenge is that we have to stay in the world that we're in until we get an explorer. Wait, where are we going? Oops. Let's see. Let's click travel. Nope, we're not taking anybody. But we have to stay in the world that we're in because until we get get in and explore, because that's the explorer's job. The explorer is meant to go and find new places, find new plants, find new sims to bring into the tribe and explore. So right now we are basically regulated to Windenburg until we find a sim that's an explorer. And if you guys want to play the challenge, you can always go through the process of finding an explorer first, so that whatever sim that you want to include with their traits are basically going to influence what their skills are going to be, or at least what boost they're going to get once they join the tribe. But if you want to find a sim and they end up being really great at charisma, or a good sim, or their traits basically mean that they're going to be a good explorer, you can invite that sim. If you want to start and make sure that you get more money first, you can always start with getting a gardener or a what's it called? I don't know all the names. I always forget the names. Let's see. There are so many different sims. Okay, so the roles, basically the gatherer, there it is. The gatherer is the one that we're going for the first time. If you don't want to start with a gatherer, finding a sim that would work as a gatherer, you don't have to. Let's go to the park over here. You don't have to start with a gatherer. You can go with any sim. So there is also the scholar, the provider, the explorer, and the shaman. Those are the major roles, and we might end up including more as the story goes on, depending on what different sims are good at and what the story kind of lends itself to. But currently we're looking for a gatherer, so if we find sims that have good traits towards being a gatherer, then we would definitely try and recruit them, which would basically mean we invite them to live with us. But we're trying to make sure we have enough money to buy them a bed. That's basically the first thing. We want to make sure we have enough money to buy them a bed. But you could also go for getting a provider, because providers work on cooking and they work on handiness. So if you got a crafting table, the provider would be able to go and craft furniture once they got their skill up high enough. See, there we go. So we're at the park, and let's see, we're gonna place this. There we go. We're gonna place that right there, and then there's nothing to stock in the table's inventory. So let's view the inventory. So we're going to put all this stuff. Can we put this in here? Okay, there we go. I was trying to figure out what we could put in here. But if you wanted to get the provider would be able to make furniture. You'd be able to give the furniture or to the leader. So until you get an explorer, the leader works as your explorer, in the sense that they can go into the world and sell things. No one else can go into the world and sell things, either the leader or the explorer. And that's only if there is no explorer. If you have an explorer, the explorer has to be the one to go and sell things, find new territories, and meet new sims. I still haven't figured out how they're going to find new territories, like be able to move to one territory or another. Like, because right now we're only in Windenburg, but what would mean that we'd be able to move to Oasis Springs, for example? Is it a certain amount of money? Is it a certain item? Is it meeting a certain number of sims? I haven't figured that part out yet. If you guys have any ideas, please let me know down in the comments, and we'll see if we can figure it out together. But let's see if we can get her to tend the table. and see if we can get some people to buy some stuff. There aren't a lot of people around, but hopefully we'll see if we get someone. There is like a person here. There are 2 people here. That's Irene, and that's Lilian, and I think she's a teen.
Finna grow and a herb.
But I feel like, I'm pretty sure that this one, when you tend the table, that it just kind of randomly spawns Sims to come to your table, but I'm not positive. And we should have come here earlier. This stinks. I'm such a bad player. I don't know. Yeah, this is probably bad because I don't see anybody around here who's be willingly coming to buy our wares. This stinks. We should probably go to a different area. I don't know. She's giving it the old college try. But if we can't get any more people, it is 1 a.m. So I'm so surprised that kid is here, actually. Is the kid actually able to buy things? No, they're not.
Finna grow and a herb.
They're leaving, I think. Yeah, I think they're leaving. What are they doing? Oh, look, there's Mom. Mom, come buy stuff from us. We're just gonna ignore the fact that the Queen of the Gods is just kind of roaming around. Clear table, mark prices. What's a yard? What do you mean start yard sale?
Yashona Wari.
Sims are heading to this lot to look for deals. Put out your best items for sale. Okay, maybe that's what I needed to do. Markup prices. 50%? There we go. And
Wasota la yim.
is he gonna buy stuff? He might buy something. Buy something. Who are you? Friendly introduction.
Yibs, Palmatash.
Ah.
Are we still tending the table technically? Yeah, we're still technically tending the table. Okay. So who is he? This is Jet Vanguard.
Zombo Yelps?
Let's discuss interest. So in this challenge, you guys, like if you guys have ever heard of the Amazon challenge before, when it comes to males, normally male Sims are considered slaves. And that's not necessarily true for my challenge. I don't like that. It makes me uncomfortable. Just personal preference. So for me personally, what I end up doing is that I made it so that technically they're not slaves, but they aren't considered viable for any major position unless no other female is available. So, for example, any male can be considered for a position like a gardener or a provider, only if we don't have any female Sims available to work as apprentices for those jobs. Most of the time, we'll have female Sims. We're trying to get female Sims like maybe once every week or so. So we'll try and grow the tribe every 1 to 2 weeks. So originally we're just trying to find a Sim that we would find interesting, that would basically help the tribe out, hopefully being a gardener, because we have all of these things, but Althea is not that great at gardening. She's never been that great at gardening, so we're trying to find individuals who we can invite to the tribe that would be really good at gardening, or possibly being a provider who'd be good at handling
Stock
table.
Dobie.
What are we doing? Oh, this is... Oops. It's 50% right now. Right now we're just having a conversation. Pearl seems nice. Do a heartfelt compliment.
Dag.
Brilliant ideas.
Doba Harfin.
We've only gotten like $6. This kind of stinks. But there's all these Sims. Why isn't anybody coming over to pick up food, pick up stuff from us?
Abzo!
Parnaquab Dufa?
Let's do 25%.
Samba. Wayna Fabano.
Jongi?
Chita.
Well, it looks like everyone's
Bunas.
having a good conversation.
Huh?
Pro, what are your traits?
Wograchob?
Refutation.
Warba.
Yanu Borps. Frispa
Deep
Carif.
conversation.
Seneca Glindy.
And also trying to grow her
Siboom.
charisma.
Zepto Koi.
So she has,
Farbo
so she's
Hay.
more likely to
Murno
befriend people.
Justinoi, huh?
And if we're
Snibara
able to
Watani.
befriend people, then we're more likely to get them to
Karenzi.
join the tribe.
Flish?
She's family
Hando.
oriented.
Siwa.
She might have a husband, which
Oh.
could possibly be an
Quadroga
issue.
Fever.
As we learn about people, we'll be able to
Sibawam.
be able to
Nichi
call them up,
Parsife.
see if we can meet them at
Froben
places,
Ibao.
and slowly
Funichi Parsife.
entice them to
Froben.
join our tribe.
Gularga
And I
Finosa.
think- let's see.
Batanabe. Tanini. Yanafe
Stop table.
Watini.
She
Nabakuze.
reached charisma level 2. Yay.
Queen.
Great. For someone who hasn't talked to people in a very long time,
Jakimba.
you are doing fairly well.
Farpik Anuna. Shenek. Buna.
Jongi.
Huh?
Zub.
Okay, you guys, so it looks like right now it's like 5 o'clock in the morning. Althea is slowly meeting some new people. Hopefully, in the next couple of days, we'll be able to make some more money. Oh, where are you going? Oh, she's going to the bathroom. Hopefully, in the next few days, we'll be able to make some more money and by selling things at the yard sale. This is definitely a harder way to sell to make money, I'll grant you, but as we sell things and we make some more money, we'll be able to eventually afford that bed for a new sim. And once we able to afford that and we make friends with another sim, come to the table. Once we're able to afford that and make friends with another sim, then we'll eventually be able to grow our tribe, you guys. So if you guys enjoyed this challenge, if you guys think it's interesting or fun or great or whatever the heck, please let me know down in the comments. If you enjoyed this video, then please leave a like and please subscribe if you really love me, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.